You already know what to do. Subscribe, like, put it in the comments, and share the content. This way, we can help the channel grow. If it worked for me, it can work for you. Knowing you had all these stars, and I made this post, I think last year, when I said that Coney Island has the most pros from the smallest neighborhood, I think almost in the country.
Yeah. Yep.
With all the different ball players that came out of there. Who was like your motivation? Like, who was the guy that you watched and said, you know what? You know, I know my family got this lineage, but this dude right here, this is something different. And this is who I want to be like.
Lance Stephenson. Lance was my idol. He, he was a big part of the reason why I wore #1 in college and in high school, even playing pro. I wore 1 because of him. I tracked everything from when he was in high school. I went to damn near all of his games. His dad and my dad is like this, real close. Shout out to, Big Stretch. And like, it was nothing that you could tell me. Like, I would go and watch him play against a Boys High or Jefferson. And, if you don't know, Lance was like reckless in high school. He'd go get 30, elbow somebody, break somebody's nose. He was wild. But I would try to go mimic that in my middle school games. Like, my pops used to be like, he used to yell at me like, yo, you're not Lance. Like, you're not Lance. But it's like, I ain't kid. I was my idol. That's who I looked up to. So, without question. Sebastian was, in terms of culture, obviously, I wanted the swag and I wanted the smile and I wanted that, that dominant, like, presence, like Massey. But like, I wanted to play like Lance. It was nothing you could tell me. I want the crossover, pull up like him. I want to throw an elbow like him after I get an N1, all that stuff. So
that whole bravado that came with it.
Everything.
Wow.
Yep.
So, my underlying beef with you, because I am a real sprinter.
Yeah.
Why the hell didn't you go to Lincoln?
Yeah. I've gotten this question 30,000 times. It's no real answer to it. I wanted to be different. So I played growing up with Juice, with Tiny, Darren Smith, shout out Darren Smith, Stacy, Mike Walsh. All of those guys coached us and coached me and stuff like that. And what it was Shandu McNeil. Shout out to Shan. Shan was somebody that was so influential in my life because he showed me different. Obviously Shan played at St. Bonaventure. He's the director of New York Lightning. I played AAU with him coming up. I would play with Juice, but when Juice wasn't doing nothing nationally, I would play with Lightning. And with Shan, it was like he kind of expanded my horizons. He was the first person to go take me to watch Johnny Flynn play. Corey Fisher, who was a superstar. We played on the same AAU team and stuff like that. And, Shan kind of put it to me like, yo, you don't have to go to Lincoln. And I don't want you to think that. And I was just like, yeah, Shan, so where I'm going to go? And when we would go to watch Christ the King play and Malloy and all of the Catholic schools, Rice and stuff like that, he like, yo, you could be different, but still carry Coney Island with you. And I'm like, at this time, I'm 10, 11 years old. I'm not really thinking nothing of it until I start getting older. Now I'm in 7th grade and 8th grade, and the high schools are starting to recruit me and talk to me and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, you know what? Different is cool. And we played in a tournament. It was an 8th grade tournament that Juice played in. I played with all my homies at Christ the King. Christ the King held the tournament with all the best AAU teams in the city. And long story short, we ended up winning the championship. We beat the New York Panthers in the championship. Arbitello, Artie Cox, all of the coaching staff was there watching the game. I ended up having like 25 in the game and got the MVP. The MVP was a pair of LeBrons, a Christ the King book bag, and a Christ the King sweater, Nike sweater. Artie Cox then goes and makes his, recruiting pitch. Yo, where you going to high school? I don't know yet. Oh, you're not going to Lincoln? Nah. Yo, let's have a talk. Long story short, that led to me going down to visit Christ the King with my AAU coach at the time, Rel, and it was all she wrote there. It was history. You know what I mean? I went down, took the visit. I always had a plan for me. Listen, at the time, see, it's different now. I got freshmen playing varsity now. Back then, you had to play freshman as a freshman. Yeah. So it was that. Listen, you're gonna play freshman, then you're gonna write the varsity. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm going to have all of the national guys know about him. You know what I mean? We're going to put him on the scene, stuff like that. We play a national schedule. He's going to have a chance to be one of the top players in the country. And that was it. My mom, all she was worried about was, am I going to be on scholarship, which I was, and how's the academics? And the academics at Christ the King speak for itself. that was it. That was the pitch for me. And so at that point, me having a mindset of I wanted to be different, playing at a place like Christ the King, especially at that time, it was a no-brainer.
Y'all ready? Yeah. You have just stepped out into the world of